Hi, I'm Thomas Hartwig. I'm the CTO at King.com. I've been working here within the company since the beginning of the whole company, so I'm one of the co-founders.
So talk a little about how King.com got started, the founding.
Okay, it was actually me and 5 other guys. We were running a smaller company doing IP telephony services, and at some point we saw this concept of skill gaming that was emerging in US at that time in 2003, and we decided that it's very fun to do games, and that is something that we really like, and we basically decided that we wanted to bring that concept to Europe at that time.
What types of games did you guys first focus on when you were developing?
We were focusing on small casual games, web games. So that was what we were sort of started to do basically.
And this is 10 years ago. Can you talk a little about the landscape of gaming back then?
Back then, I think that there was a lot of different web games out there, and there was a lot of different gaming portals that you could basically play smaller games, but no gaming sites basically had the tournament and the competitive element within them. So it was basically small, simple games play against a high score list or whatever. So we basically created something that was more like a gaming community, you could say.
Can you talk a little about Stockholm and what makes it such a hub for video game development today?
I think historically we've had a lot of different AAA gaming companies in Sweden, and what we are seeing right now is that it's basically the whole tech sector that is booming within the Stockholm area, and if you look at the gaming industry specifically, I think that the AAA studios, they raised a lot of really talented developers here in Stockholm specifically, and I think that is sort of paying off right now, I guess.
What do you feel that the culture here adds to the video games that are made, for instance, here at King?
The culture?
Yeah, like what makes games here unique?
I think that if you look at our whole development process, how we sort of come up with the games, I think at King.com the whole company culture is very much a democratic way of deciding what features that should go into a game or not go into a game. So I think that we have a very sort of basically we allow people to participate and engage in the game and in the creative process. We don't have like traditional gaming companies. Perhaps they have someone creates a design specification and sends it over to the developers, and they do it, and then they ship it off to the quality assurance company team, and then they sort of ship the game. So we try to remove all the barriers between development, design phase, QA and operations of the game. So we try to make everything into one single unit or team basically.
Can you talk a little about the team size and how they work together for a game? I mean, behind you is Bubble Witch Saga, if you want to take that as an example.
Basically, when we started the company, we decided that we wanted to create small autonomous teams. We wanted the teams to be very, very small, because that's basically when the magic happens. If you are a too big team, then it sort of gets hard for everyone to understand what's going on and all that kind of stuff. So we want to keep the team size really, really small. And a normal, typical game team is today about 10 people. We have 3 developers, 3 graphical designers, 1 guy that is doing, or girl that is doing the backend stuff, and then we have a PM, which is basically managing the day-to-day operations of the team.
Can you talk a little about the challenges of the social casual gaming space today, especially with there being more gamers on the one hand, but also more competition on the other?
I think that of course, the competition is quite fierce out there today. But at the same time, I think that with everything that what we see with the mobile industry right now is that historically, when you created casual games for the web, you basically only had the web to expose it. You could use the web to expose it to the customers. But now, with the whole mobile gaming industry, you can basically see that the mobiles and the cell phones, they are basically teaching the gamers how to play casual games. So the audience is so much bigger nowadays than it was like 10 years ago when we started the King.com, basically. But of course, competition is fierce, and you need to do really good games, I think.